good to go? Are we good to go? I think we are. Let me just unhide my camera, and there we are. Well, hello everybody. It's actually Monday afternoon on the 29th of September 2025. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, and I am live. Mainly, I don't want to do that. Sorry, I'm just rejigging my desktop. There we go. So why am I live? I guess I'm a bit bored. There are things I could be doing. I could be painting Warhammer 40,000 miniatures, but I kind of just wanted to come on and chat, really. You know, just sort of. Hello, today's. Lovely to see you here. Lovely to see you. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to come online and chat, really, about anything and everything, really. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. This may not be a very long live stream, but you know, I know I streamed. When did I last stream? Was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday I dropped a live stream. Let me have a butcher's. Yeah, so I last streamed on Saturday, and you know, I thought that went pretty well. You know, I haven't streamed for a while, and I keep the yeah, it was Saturday night. I've just checked. You know, and I thought it went pretty well. You know, it was a good turnout. I'm grateful to everyone who. Sorry if I don't look directly in the camera. I've got a screen here in front of me that I'm looking at, and I've got my laptop behind the camera. So sometimes I'm looking at my laptop. Sometimes I'm looking at the screen, especially if I've got the chat, because I've got a proper camera. I would show you the setup, but it's not in the best of situations at the moment. So at the moment I'm working with what I have. But yeah, at the moment I'm kind of focused on Tales of the Caravan, you know, the big ongoing project I have. I've got 52 people interested via my Google form. I did post the if you saw Saturday's live, you'll know I shared the Google form. I even shared the Discord server, so there might be some people joining the Discord server directly from Saturday night's chat. Everyone is very welcome, of course. You know, it's a friendly, welcoming place. I tried to keep it. How many members have we got now? How many members have we got? Yeah, we've got approximately, I will say, 20. I'm going to say 29 members, because one of them is an app. I've got an app that just adds a bit of sort of makes it feel a bit more interesting, shall we say. It's nothing bad or anything. It's called Dice Maiden, and that's an app. So there's 29 members on the server, and obviously we're all from across the entire world. I'm obviously here based in Britain, and you know, it's something I've been working on since 2020. I started out with a single chapter, and I never thought it would get this far. I never thought. The project is still known as Lord of War and Heartache. That overall title has not changed. but Tales of the Caravan is more of as I said on Saturday, it's a soft reboot. It's a soft reboot, meaning I can keep a lot of the established characters without having to completely rewrite them, but also I can sorry, I'm playing with a thing. I'm fiddling basically with a spoon. Anyway, you know, it kind of evolved. I mean, there's 16 primary chapters of The Lord of War and Heartache. The very last chapter of that was The Nightmare Machine, chapter 16. It was supposed to continue on after that as chapters 17 onwards. I mean, as I said, again, I said this Saturday night, if we stayed with the main storylines, I called it, we would have been probably up to about chapter 31 of the story, but things happen as it does in life, and I needs must I adapted and evolved the storyline, hence why the caravan was invented. We've also got the vampire storyline. That's sort of centered around the Blood Harvest Ball. We've had the Blood Harvest Ball sort of merged into a singular entity, and we can explore that through other methods. You know, some of us do voice acting, some of us do on-screen acting. I like to bring Maximus more onto real life on-screen acting. I'd like to do more performance art with him, because I think I've got the costume for him anyway. You know, I've actually got the costume, and he is inspired by me. He is sort of like how best to say it. He's sort of like a part of me that I can project, that I can't normally project in real life. He's like a vent. He is like a vent, and that's kind of what I created Maximus for to begin with. But yeah, you know, Tales of the Caravan is a big project, and I can't do it on my own. This I guess is a bit of a promo. This is a bit of a promo, really, because, you know, I am looking for people to take part. I am looking for people to reach out and help me write scripts. I've got a dedicated Discord server. Sorry that my camera's at this angle and I'm sort of looking downwards, but at the moment my setup is not the most ideal. I'm having to work with what I have and how I have it set up. If I try and move the camera, it freezes, which then means I have to unplug the camera, plug it back in. I think I need a new cable, but as long as it's at this angle and it's set at that level, I mean, I don't like the fact that I'm sort of looking downwards at this angle, but, you know, needs must. I have to work with what I have. But it's a good picture, it's a good clear picture. And obviously I've got my Blue Yeti microphone, so, you know, it's clear enough. I have got a fan on. It's actually a bit chilly in this room at the moment that I'm in, so I've got a fan heater on, and it's just keeping the chill off at the moment. It is just keeping the chill off. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, this, as I said, this is a bit of a promo, and granted it may not be the most exciting of promos. I mean, I'm not... Well, actually, I'm very, very proud of this. I'm very, very proud of this because I put it together. I love the song that I've used in the video, so I will just turn down the music on the live stream playlist that I have, because I use Epidemic Sounds for my music, and I do have an account. I have an annual account which allows me to use music royalty free on my YouTube channel. So this is not royalty free, but I wanted to, I'd like to share this with you. I would like to share this with you. You've no doubt already seen it, but I think it deserves to be seen for those who haven't seen it. There's Epidemic Sounds, so that's the playlist that I've got. It's a really good website. I've got my Blue Sky, my Tumblr, and I think that's it. It's open, thankfully. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to turn this up a little bit. I think I'm going to put it up to about 5.5, and we can watch this together. There's a 10-second delay because this is actually meant for live streams, to open my live stream footage. In fact, I might take myself out of the picture.
Your sweat soaking through the floor, and buried in your bones there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what can gather. Yeah, feel a dream, can't you see you getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's a picture in the pulpit and your blood devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall, it's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes through, it's taking over you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us
So yeah, that was the sort of promo I put together for it. I do apologise to Days that I didn't sort of directly respond to your comment. It would have taken the video down, and I just really wanted to share it with people because I think it sort of gives the basic gist. I was getting more annoyed with that advent calendar, catching up with your comment, and as I say, I do apologise that I didn't respond straight away. I wasn't ignoring. It's just that I had the video playing, but yeah, it was very, very frustrating because it was one of the worst Lego advent calendars I ever had. In all the I've been buying Lego advent calendars since 2015, 10 years this year, and I've actually decided I'm not going to do a Lego advent calendar, or if I do, I might look perhaps towards something like Mega Bloks or something like that, something a bit more affordable, a bit cheaper, a bit accessible. I know that Roblox do Power Rangers, so if perhaps I can find it, if they do it, I might get a Power Ranger one. As a first generation Power Ranger fan, that would be amazing. So definitely watch this space. There is definitely going to be an advent calendar opening video stream, not quite a stream, but a series of shorts, because I enjoy making them. I really do enjoy making them, and giving the commentary. I mean, yes, I was, as I said, and as you rightly pointed out, I was getting very frustrated, because it was such a disappointment. You open the door and all you get is a solid animal, a dog or a cat. I mean, the worst one I think was the rabbit. I think it was a rabbit anyway. And I'm sure if you're a kid, that's one of the big thrills of opening a Lego advent calendar. But when you're an adult fan of Lego, it kind of is a bit of a kick in the teeth. I shouldn't say that. It's not fair to say that. But you know what I mean. It is a bit of, because they know adults buy these advent calendars, and I think it was a frog in door number 15. I remember that well. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't talk about door number 15 of 2024. I know, that's the thing. Lego are moving over to paper-based wrapping now for a lot of their boxes and products, so they're moving into the more recyclable thing. But they can't do it for the advent calendar. So, but no, it's still on the cards. Even if it's not a Lego one, it's still on the cards. I won't be getting the Games Workshop one, because the Games Workshop one, they want £200. Although I think that's scalpers. I think someone has been buying up and putting them on places like eBay and Amazon, things like that. I've learnt a lot about scalpers and scalping since I got back into Warhammer 40,000. Basically what they do is, when Games Workshop make an announcement and an exclusive product, as I say, I think that's what's known as a scalper that's selling it, because basically they buy the product at its given price, its recommended retail price, but then they put it on eBay or Amazon at almost 3 or 4 times, maybe even 5 to 10 times the amount, So I think the most I saw in Games Workshop for an advent calendar was about £60. So let's see, I'm just getting my calculator up. Divided by 60, that's 3.3 times. That's 3.3 times the value of the original. So they're making 3.3 times more profit than Games Workshop would, and it's called scalping because they basically buy the products in bulk when they go immediately as soon as they go on sale, and then put them straight onto eBay, bump the prices up, and of course there are people out there who are so desperate they will pay for it. I'm not one of those people. A lot of the exclusives that Games Workshop have released that have been scalped, that's the only word I can use because it's the only word I know for this, have been things I've sort of had no real invested interest in, like Horus Heresy or Space Wolves, things like that. Unless they do an exclusive Imperial Guard or Orc exclusives, then I'd probably be interested. But to be honest, I don't really have any major interest in what they, I still take interest in what they release and what new models are coming out. However, having 2 overtly dedicated armies, Space Orcs and Imperial Guard, I'm very old school. I use the old school terms for them. I prefer to hold on. I don't just buy products for the sake of buying them, But that's what scalpers do. They buy the products and then whack up the prices when they get onto the system. It's wrong. It is wrong, but there's nothing that can be done except if the original sellers, actually work out a better system to prevent these things from happening. Not that it's ever going to happen, but if I ever did sell merchandise, which I won't, because I don't, it's not going to happen. I'd love to, but I haven't got the following. But then it would be non-profit. It would be profit rather than non-profit. I know I'm coming back to my project here, my channel and my project, but I do refer to my channel as voluntary non-profit community collaboration. I know that's a mouthful to say, but it's voluntary, meaning I don't approach. I'll do it with my left hand because it's easier to see. My right hand's hidden behind my mic. It's voluntary, which means everyone can join, and they choose to join. I don't tell them to join. I invite them, and they have freedom of choice to join. It's non-profit. I'm not a monetized channel anyway, so it's very much sort of for the community, by the community. Yes, I write and edit and produce all the content off my own back, but everyone gets an involvement credit no matter what they do. If they help write scripts, they get a credit. If they up till now I've been writing the scripts on my own, so I have had a few people reach out to me I'm going to put those down because that's a bit had a few people reach out to me to ask if they can help with script writing, and I've said yes. So, things are going to move along. The Discord is helping me to build a team and a picture of how this project is going to look in the future, and I'm confident that if we work well, it will become a true community project that I dream it to be. 3. Let's see, non-profit, voluntary. Oh yeah, community. I've already really spoken about that, because everyone is involved, regardless of who they are, where they come from in the world, and what they want to do. If they want to do voice acting, they can do voice acting. If they want to appear on camera in their character, they can do that. They can work behind the scenes. They can help me behind the scenes. Or they can do whatever they think is suited to them. There's no pressure or anything to do anything that takes people out of their comfort zones. I will not force. I will not just drop an email left, right and centre saying you're going to be this person. That's not me. That is not how I do things. I don't believe in that. I do not believe in that. I honestly think everyone should. I'm just moving my mic out away a bit. I honestly believe that everyone should have the opportunity to take part in something, in whatever capacity is available to them. I think it's important that everyone also has a say in what they do and how they do it. And I believe that. I really do believe that. So I think it's important. And then of course the last word in that 4-word list is project, which it is. It's a project. So it's voluntary, non-profit, community. Oh no, I forgot the 4th word is collaborative. So yeah, basically we all work together. And while it's a bit more difficult to do that, because obviously we're all over the world, I think it is important that communication is key, which is why I have the Discord server, which is why I'm active on Tumblr, on Blue Sky, social media, sharing posts on Instagram, things like that, because I believe that for this project to be what it is, communication is key. You can't hide anything. I've been open and honest about this project since day one. I really do. I really do. I really have been. I've hidden nothing. The fact that it's voluntary, professionals are welcome. It's just that it is voluntary. I have no way of reciprocation, if that's the correct term. I can offer credit. I can offer a credit at the end of the project. I can, I'm more than happy for people to add their whatever they create to their reels, to their reels or their showcases or anything like that. Sorry, I will be right back. I have got to, yeah, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So, where was I before I disturbed myself? Oh yeah, community collaboration and all that, blah blah blah. It's just very important to me. It is. I mean, when I was younger, and this is a bit of story time. When I was younger, I was a kid. I was left out of a lot of things. I was ignored by other kids. Always the last one to be picked, and there was always like a snide comment made when people picked me. Of course, back in the day, I didn't kind of register it, that it was like that, but now I look back, and I always maintained that if I ever did anything that sort of was community based, I would give everyone an opportunity to take part in whatever way or form they can, whatever capacity. Yes, some areas of the idea are a bit niche, but at the same time, there's a lot that people can do to help out, and the more people I have on board as characters, or performing artists, entertainers, things like that, or whatever, you name it, you can think of it, it's on the list. I just feel it's very important to include people, and I've made mistakes. I've gone about things the wrong way, and I've caused heartache and I'm not perfect. I really am not perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect at all. That's just me. I'm flawed. I'm imperfect. I'm not this. I'm a person. I'm a human being with a story to tell, and I don't want to tell it alone. I honestly don't want to tell it alone. I want to share it. I want people to be involved. I want people to live the dream. I want people to be part of it. I don't do it for clout. I don't look for people for clout. I don't look for it's not about my channel. It's not about my channel. People might say, "Oh, you're just looking at, you're just looking for big names because you're looking for clout. You're looking to make your channel bigger. You're just trying to get fame and no, I'm not. No, I'm not." And I've had people say this to me. I honestly have had people say that to me, and it just feels so cruel, because at the end of the day, it's not, for me, it's nothing to do with numbers. It's nothing to do with numbers at all. It's to do with that sense of community. It's to do with that sense of cooperation, that sense of friendship. It's to do with everything about being at one with each other, being unified, sharing in passions and ideas and likes and dislikes, and actually talking about it, actually thinking about it, actually working together, and putting ideas all into one into one sort of concept that can be shared and lived. It's a lived experience, and that's what's most important to me. It's not, I don't care if I get. I mean, people are going to think I'm strange when I say this, but I don't care if I get 1 million viewers or 1 million subscribers, or what I care about is it's the quality over the quantity. That's why my content is the way it is. There's so much cut and paste content on YouTube now, on any genre. You name any genre you can think of and you will see cut and paste content. This is just me speaking. This is my personal opinion. No one else's, just mine. This is just my brain talking. But on YouTube there is so much cut and paste content in any genre you can think of that I want to stand out amongst the crowd. Not in a selfish way, not in an arrogant way, not in a pompous or obnoxious way. I want my content to speak for itself. I want my content to live for itself. I want people to see it and think, wow, this is something else. This is you understand what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. And I think it's important that there's so I mean, there are a few of us amongst the genres who have that vision, and I'm not the only one who has that vision. There's a few friends I've made along the way who have that vision. I am gonna shout her out, Dandy Jane ASMR. If you've not seen the content of Dandy Jane ASMR, please go and support her. Go and support her content, because she's incredible. She is an incredible human being with a big heart and an amazing soul, an amazingly beautiful soul. She is something else, and she's such a good friend. I met her sort of on the sort of, I'd say probably, I'm not sure if it was sort of at the very beginning of my journey or sort of halfway through my journey to this point, but Dandy Jane ASMR is one of the kindest, most caring, most compassionate, empathetic, supportive individuals you could ever want to know. She is incredible. She is. I'm not going to, because this is getting onto the line. This is getting into the realms of something else, and I don't want to cross that boundary. I want to keep boundaries. Boundaries are very important to me. They keep people safe and they keep people comfortable, and I respect boundaries. I absolutely respect boundaries. But you understand what I mean. You totally understand what I mean. Seriously, everything I do no, I'm not going to go into Brian Adams. Everything I do it for you. No. It's not like that. I do it. I create for viewing. I do create for viewing. I do create for the viewers. But it needs to be found. I don't think it's been discovered fully yet. I think there will come a time when it's discovered, and perhaps it might, who knows, blow up overnight. Figure of speech, of course, speaking figuratively and metaphorically. But I've been working on this project for 5 years now, and I'm still a small channel, and I'm okay with that. It might not sound like it to you, but that's my autistic brain talking. My autistic brain doesn't fully interpret everything I want to say in a way that makes it sound, So I apologise for that. That said, when you pour over 5 years of your heart and soul into something, and it becomes part of you. It really does become a part of you. It's like a safety net. It's like an escape room. It's like a world where if I need to vanish for an hour or two, I can sit in front of my computer and just type. I can type scripts. I can create backdrops. I can create artwork. I can create whatever comes in my imagination. And Lord of War and Heartache, Tales of the Caravan, is my key. It's the key to the lock of my imagination. And I know people probably get bored of hearing me talking about it a lot, but when you find something that your heart finds impossible to let go of, it becomes secondary. I've got other things that I want to be rid of, but I can't, because I'm not able to on my own. That's why I'm getting support for that. But that's a different story. That's a live stream for the far distant future, not for now. But and I get people probably get bored of hearing me talk about it all the time, but when you've poured your heart and soul into something, don't you want to sing it from the rooftops? Don't you want to shout through a megaphone? I don't have a megaphone, so I wouldn't shout through a megaphone, because that would be awful on camera. It would damage the microphone. It would probably damage the camera. So I'm not going to do that. But as I said, when you become passionate about something, it latches on to you. It's not doing any damage. It's not causing any harm. It's there. It's always there. And with me, my channel, my project, my passion is always there. It's always there, burning. I'm always thinking up ideas. You might not see them, but they're there. They are there. And that is what's important to me, that they are there, ready for me to share with others. And I am more than prepared to listen to what others have to bring to the table, creatively. I think it's important that people are respected and listened to and heard when they have something to say. You know, I mean, again, I've made mistakes. I've not listened. I've said the wrong thing or done the wrong thing without thinking, and you know, I've faced the consequences. You know, I'm not afraid to hold myself responsible and accountable for anything that I may have, you know, for any mistakes I may have made. And if anyone out there is watching, and you know, whether or not you're watching the playback or, you know, I apologise. I am honestly apologetic for what I've done. You know, I can't. I honestly. Because it hurts, you know, it's all part and parcel of everything else that's going on in my life. And sorry I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I had a very broken night of sleep. You know, I'm just trying to be sort of I'm human. That's the absolute truth. I am human. I am not perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect. I know I'm not perfect, and I can't pretend to be perfect because it's not who I am. It's not in my nature. But I understand people get bored of my ideas and may want to tell me to shut up or anything like that. I shouldn't be thinking like that. I should not be thinking like that, because that leads to rabbit holes I won't be able to climb out of. That is not a safe way of thinking. That is not a controlled way of thinking. But I will learn how to in time. I will learn how to mediate those thoughts and feelings. At the moment, I don't have the energy. I'm focusing my energy on this project, and that's why it's so important to me, because it's keeping me going, it's keeping me focused among other projects I have. It's one of the few things that I'm that I'm hopeful will become better and more intriguing, if that's the correct term. I don't think it is the correct term, but there we go. You know, I just end up going full circle, really, with what I'm saying and thinking and doing, because I honestly don't know. Excuse me, I've just got to stretch. I have a lot of pent-up frustration. That's the other thing. I have a lot of pent-up frustration, which doesn't help, because I've never been able to release. You know, I don't really know how, to be honest. There's a lot of things in life I feel have held me back. There's a lot of things in life I feel have held me back. I'm not going to list them. Because that can just lead to other issues, and I don't want to cross that bridge. But at the same time, a lot of what I'm experiencing now goes back to my younger life experiences, long term. And as I said earlier, it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting, and I'm repeating myself again, which I said I would. Because I think I'm going to call it a day. I mean, I've been going for just over an hour, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, check out my socials. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Discord. I'm on TikTok, though I'm not active on there at the moment. I'm on Blue Sky, and of course on here. So please do check out the channel and all the content. Links are in my profile on here, so you can find them easily. Whether or not I've updated them is another thing, but drop me a comment and say you haven't updated them, can you do so? And I will. Yeah, so I'm going to sign off, and I will see you next time.